doing that. Yeah. Tapping in. Salute, world. It's the one and only Master myself, man. We here live again for the Master's Table. All right, it's a pleasure and honor to be with you again here on IMC TV. I go by the name Master myself, and I'm here and I'm ready to serve. Tonight we're talking about the will to win, right? The mindset, the mentality, the approach that you need to be successful at whatever it is that you have, in front of you, whatever it is that you are looking to encounter and embrace, whatever it is that's in your life. What are you winning towards? What are you moving towards? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, all right? Salute to everybody, man. Once again, we're going to go ahead and tap in very soon, very shortly. Let's go ahead and continue to tap in here with this song and music. Brought to you by the one and only Blood of Luna. Motherfucking genius when it comes to create. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get started right after this song, man. It's a pleasure and honor. We're going to be live for about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less. But it's going to be a powerful episode, all right? Salute to everybody once again. Welcome back. Another moment. Opening my mind and my heart is okay. I think that's enough time. Looking all around and I'm getting better. People living lives and they're getting more lives. Ain't that much to sit inside. Running free. Running to rain, I pray. Open my mind, I see. Open my heart, I feel. I'm free. Let me tell you something about me. My energy, my mind is clean. Listen to the breath as I breathe. And the chains are free. Smoking on the sea when I see my pain. I'm sure it stops within reach. Even with a team, you don't need honesty. When we fucking with the ones and the sheets. I don't even know the lines that I can't keep on. Doing nothing. I'm just a man, I'm living so free. Can't so free. Minds that bring. Cutting out cities when you float down rain. Think that I love, I'm just you. Eyes up the stairs, ready to believe. Oh, me. Flying in the sky, free. No need to try to be. Opening my mind and my heart is okay. Ooh, I feel. Flying in the sky, I'm free. No need to be. Opening my mind and my heart is okay. I think that's enough time. Looking all around and I'm living in the right. People living lives and they're living more lives. Ain't that much to get inside. Yes, sir. All right. Let's go ahead and tap in, man. It's a pleasure and honor. It's a pleasure and honor to be with you again. All right. It's the one and only Master myself. Like I said, this is the Master's Table. All right. We're going to tap in again tonight talking about the will to win. All right. But first and foremost, let's go over the rules. First and foremost, know and understand that everything that I do and say here is done under the benefit of entertainment. All right. Don't take what it is I say seriously. Number 2, this is for adults and adults only. All right. No kids, no children in the room. Number 3, do not break the laws and lands you're tuning in from, wherever it is that you are, unless those laws are oppressing you. And of course, you have the right to fight back. Number 4, this is for adults and adults who are responsible. So as an adult, that means that you're responsible for your own actions. And number 5, I go by the name Master myself, and I'm here and I'm ready to serve. And I'd like to welcome you to the Master's Table. All right. What does it take to win? Right? What is the necessary ingredients for you to be able to win, no matter what it is that you encounter, no matter what it is that you are experiencing in this life?
You see, each of us are given an opportunity to choose how we perceive life, how we move through life, and what it is that we do with our life, right? Let's consider this thing called life a game, right? If this thing called life was just a game, right, at this point in time, each of us would have the opportunity to begin to play the game on purpose, right? You can be just kind of moving and going throughout the motions and so on and so forth throughout the video game, or you can execute on the mission that's in front of you. You can execute on the goal that is in front of you. You can execute on the purpose or the foundation of the creation that's in front of you, whatever that may be, right? Don't mind me. Right? But essentially just recognizing that, remembering that, calling on that when you are in the face of what seems to be an adversity, what seems to be something that's going to stop you from acquiring or achieving whatever it is that you desire. You see, as an IMC Nation warrior monk, you know what I'm saying? Not only as an IMC Nation warrior monk, but as a man that's living in a base, right, within IMC Nation, you see, it's a requirement for us to continue to grow, for us to continue to expand and become a greater version of ourselves every single month at minimum. However, we set the standards of, every single day. We're constantly contributing to, putting ourselves further in life so that we can continue to win. Because this is the art of winning, right? Nobody in IMC Nation is losing, right? That is a dedicated man that's living on purpose and living on process, right? Now, maybe you're outside IMC Nation, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, if that's you, let me speak to you real quick and let you know that, you don't have to be outside. You can join within IMC Nation, be a part of the daily mastermind lectures that we have. And every single, day, you'll be able to measure your character differently. However, you're so far behind on the process that you're going to need some more guidance, right? So what I would encourage you to do is to start to plug into the Telegram groups, these live streams that are available to you from IMC TV. There's just a bundle of opportunity, and whether you win or lose is completely up to you. You see, those who are losing in life are those who aren't moving towards their goal or their purpose or their dreams in this life. Back last year, about a year and 3 months ago, I wrote my first book called Purpose Over Pleasure. I wrote and published, right, my first book called Purpose Over Pleasure. And the heart and the foundation of that book is, putting your purpose before anything else, right? Remembering that that's the foundation of everything that you do, right? So before I go do anything else, I make sure I tap into my purpose. I stay aligned with what it is that I'm called to do on this earth, and that is to create an impact and influence, on somebody else. So in order for me to be effective at that, I got to stay consistent with these creations. I got to continuously, look to expand on what it is that I'm doing. And that allows me to begin to measure where I'm at in a correlation or relativity, right, to what it is that I'm focused on, acquiring or achieving, winning, right? What am I going to win? Well, I'm winning, in life, the moment that I choose to live on purpose, right? And that's the purpose of having a process, right? Everything that we do, anything that you hear me say, it comes from the foundation of knowing and understanding that we have a daily process and a daily routine that allows us to drive the foundation of our life. Okay, so whoever it is that you are, if you want to continue to win, you got to really tap into the thing that makes you so unique amongst every other species on this planet. You see, each of us were given these 6 higher faculties of mind, right? The first one being your imagination, right? You were given imagination, and your imagination is something that when you learn how to use it, it changes everything. When I talk about everything, I mean everything, because the world, the truth, right, of this dynamic of us being in this physical realm, at the same time also being in the spiritual realm, having that combination of experience, we can know and understand that we can utilize that spiritual realm to create effects on the physical realm, right? So what's one aspect of tapping into that physical realm, that spiritual realm, is utilize your imagination, right? So that's one of the higher faculties. Another one is perception. I've talked about this many times on my YouTube channel. I think a couple times here on IGTV as well. But the second one would be your perception, right? Our ability to perceive life and look at life a different way can change the way that we experience life. So if you can change the way that you see poverty, you can change the way that you see your finance, you change the way that you see relationships, you change the way that you see philosophy, you change the way that you see the outside world, the external world, you change the way that you see yourself. You can know that everything that you can change you can begin to mold and mend to work on your behalf, right? To create and build forward again, right? Because you created a new bridge by changing the way that you see something. And if you see something differently, you're going to relate to that something differently in the same manner, right? So it's a similar process in terms of measuring your relativity, right? How you relate to said object or said thing or said purpose or said goal or said desire, whatever that may be. So it's all about the perception. It's not all about, but that's one of the other keys, right? The next one, let's go to intuition, right? Your intuition is something that's completely within your control. In fact, nobody else knows how to tap into your intuition better than you. Nobody else can access that part of you. Everything of which I'm mentioning, these are unique faculties, or the faculties, these are unique processes or unique aspects or quality to your character here on earth that you can utilize that will change your life, right? So you tap into your intuition once again. To tap into your intuition, you're gonna want to get familiar with operating from the place of knowingness, right? Like ultimately, you have to know, right, what is the right decision for you. To describe that is interesting because like how do you know that that's you, right? Well, it's not you. You know when you make a decision that wasn't you, right? Like if you go to like I went to school for I don't know how many years. I went to college for at least 5 years. That was a decision that I didn't want to make, or something that I did not want to do. I mean, ultimately, if I look at it, of course, I had some desire to be there, and the desire that I had to be there was to be around the women. You feel me? And there was no other purpose. You know what I'm saying? That was the only reason why I wanted to go. I was away from home. It was just enough space away. At the time, my best friends was down there, and we talking about bundles of women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, hell yeah, I want to go to U of A. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I want to, go to this college and have this college experience, and so on and so forth. Although that was my decision on a deeper level, right? It was almost a decision that was made for me ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? And so I take back responsibility, knowing that my intuition was like saying like, there's something different, right? And that's just like a major, example. Maybe you have the intuition to say or open up this person, right, with your communication. You see somebody walking in the grocery store and you walk by them, you may not interact with them, but you have the intuition to do so, right? Meaning like you had the desire, you had the emotion or the energy come up within you to make the decision to interact with that person or not. So that's your intuition. Next, we're gonna go to memory, right? Your memory is something that you have access to, and so many people get caught up saying, I just have a bad memory, I can't remember this, so I'm not good with names, so on and so forth. Because none of that's true. Because when it comes time for you to remember, where the most important thing is for you, you remember it, right? You don't forget, your number. You don't forget your name. You don't forget your birth date. You don't remember. You don't forget. You know what I'm saying, when such and such birthday is. There's certain things that you are very sharp with, and knowing that you have an opportunity to truly be honest with yourself and say, I do actually have a good memory. I just don't use it consciously in the way that I want to. Okay, so that's your memory. And let's see, imagination. No. Okay, so next one is reason, right? I'm saving the topic of this here meeting, what I'm saying, this cycle for last. You know what I'm saying? But so your reasoning is another higher faculty of mind, right? Your reasoning is your ability to choose, your ability to make decisions of intelligence, right? That is a faculty, that is an aspect of your character, of your mind, that nobody else has access to. So I want you to know what value that is. And when I say nobody else, I mean like no other species on this planet has the ability to choose between right and wrong, has the ability to reason and say, this is the thing, or this is the decision I'm going to make, and I'm going to see the results of this decision because of my ability to reason, my ability to think through something, right? So that's a higher level of application of intelligence, right? So your ability to apply those 5 faculties of mind will change your experience 100%, right? And we're talking about the will to win. Well, the will, right, is the 6th higher faculty that allows you to kind of connect everything together, right? Because we can have faith in this, we can believe in this, we can know this about life. We can, think about this and so on and so forth. But without the will to be able to take action, right, on what it is that you desire, you won't get it. There will not be any kind of change. There will not be any kind of evolution, right? So I'm speaking to you from a place of knowing and understanding that you have a will, right, to win. What is to win? To win in life is to never give up, is to continue to move forward no matter what, not accepting any other option except for you won. Like you won the battle, you won the war, you won the race, right? You won the marathon. What does that mean to win? To win is to get something that you desire, to acquire, right? Something that was not at one point in time, achievable, maybe by your mind or by somebody else's standards. Somebody told you, what I'm saying, you don't have what it takes to win. You're a loser or whatever the case may be. Like whatever that story may be, let it be that story, because that story is what's going to feed the greater story, right? It creates that storyline to when you do win, right? When you do win, when you do get that girl that you wanted, you know what I'm saying? When you do go after the financial goal and you acquire everything that you desire, right? When you go after that, creating that business, you know what I'm saying? And, that business starts to pick up momentum and you start to make greater connections and so on and so forth. And your life continues to improve and so on and so forth. All of that is winning, right? And I didn't come here to just take part. That's one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard, right? From Conor McGregor. Was the first time I really, heard that and was able to mentally apply it and understand it, right? Understand it, really, which is something that we talk about often on the master's table, right? To understand something instead of understanding, standing under something is you're beneath that, right? But if there's an understanding, it means that you're understanding, you're standing from within, knowing your truth, right? That's what I interpret that to mean, right? So as you know your truth, you can walk in that truth, right? And you can operate from that truth, right? Once again, so to win, right? What does it mean to win? The will to win. Your means. Oh man, I don't even know if I'm being heard right now. Let me make sure that. Y'all can hear me before I continue forward. What does it mean to win? The will. All praises. All right, we in there. Cool. All right, so y'all can hear me loud and clear. Excellent. Now, I'm not sure if my IG is ready. Don't think it is. You know what? But yeah, we're gonna go live anyway. Like, what do we do? All right, excellent. All right, cool. So we're gonna go live on IG as well. So the will to win, right? What's it gonna take for you to win in this life, whatever that may be? That's what we're talking about right now, right? Salute to IG. You know what I'm saying? If y'all tapping in, I mean, shit, people can tap in live. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm stop posting my IG lives and so on and so forth. Just for I just want to experiment, test some things out. Anyway, so the will to win, right? What will is it that you tap into, right? When ultimately, salute to everybody joining on IG. The will to win, the will for you to become the greater version of yourself, that is what makes the difference in your life, right? When you choose to move towards the goal, knowing that you cannot be stopped, right? Moving towards my target, I will not be stopped. That's a quote. It comes from my mentor, AZD. Each of us have the opportunity to choose to go after what it is that we want, right? And it's our will as a man in the year 2023. What's up, brother? What's going on with you? As a man in the year 2023, going into 2024, whatever, calendar or, what I'm saying, whatever standards we set for ourselves in terms of measuring our growth, right? And, because that's what calendars do. They help us to measure our life. as a man, that's the one thing that separates you from every other species on this planet. But that's what separates you from every other loser on this planet. You understand me? Like the man that has the will to win. What does that even mean, right? Well, if you have an iron will, meaning that you have the persistence, right? You're not gonna give up. You're not gonna stop moving towards what it is that you want out of life. You're not going to just stay normal in this life. No, you're going to move in the direction of what it is that you want. If you are that person, if you are that man, that's who I'm speaking to. You're not gonna fold in the face of adversity because that's not how you win. That's not how you continuously compound, right, on your life experience. What does it mean to compound? It means to add on top of, to add to, right, to over deliver almost, right? Is that's how I perceive, you know what I'm saying, compounding once again, right? And perception is one of those higher factors that we're talking about. But your will is what separates you from every other man that's winning in life and every other man that's losing in life, right? It's your will. So if you can dial up, right? If we have a dial on the scale, if you will, of he said I should be on the talk show. Salute, man. Appreciate that. Why you say that though? I want to know why you say that. I know I look like a, you know what I'm saying, like I'm on the talk show already with these glasses on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the blue lights, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, if we turn up the dial, right, of your will, what does that mean for you? Like what does your experience translate into? So if you have more will in this life, what happens as a result of that? Well, if you have the will to overcome, right, whatever situation or circumstance, salute, appreciate that. So because I'm speaking facts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it takes a person, it takes a man to recognize that those facts, you know what I'm saying, be able to apply it to their own life in the same manner. So salute to the intelligence that's in you, brother. Um, if you have the will, right, to persist, to go beyond just what's happening on the surface level, then you're gonna have the will to overcome any kind of adversity, any kind of situation or circumstance that comes your way, because that's what has been missing in the year 2023. You know, we have been programmed and poisoned and taught incorrectly. Like just everything that's happening on the outside is a false reality, right? So if we get caught up in living that false external, you know what I'm saying, experience, we won't get to experience the internal strength, right? We won't be able to build our character from the foundation of somebody that truly desires to become a greater version of themselves. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be the best version of myself. So I got to continuously push myself out of what is comfortable. Look, I didn't want to come on live tonight at all, right? I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to, do what it is I'm doing, but I had the will, the desire to continue to evolve and grow outside of the means in which I was experiencing the day, before this. I had the choice to not show up, and I could postpone the show, do it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is a better time, so on and so forth. But no, I had the will, I had the desire to exercise my purpose. Right? What does that mean? To get into action, to take action on what it is that I know about myself, and I know I have the will to win. I know not only do I have the will to win, I have the reason, I have the ability to think about how I can win and strategize and mastermind and connect. That's why I have this mastermind group, you know what I'm saying, that we plug into, right? This mastermind group is, is available at my link in the bio, brother, if you want to tap in. But for anybody that's, I'm saying, here, tapped in as well, what I want you to know is that you have the will, you have the ability to plug into something, right, that will keep you connected, keep this, this motion moving. You know what I'm saying? So when you win, right, you're gonna know that you're not just winning for you, you're winning for others. Because as you win, other people win. You understand me? And what is my name? Jordan Damari, you know what I'm saying? But I go by the name Master myself, you know what I'm saying? Hey, my brother flipping the house, salute, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, we have the opportunity ultimately to change our situation and circumstance by deciding what it is that we're going to will into existence. Like as a man, once again, that is where your strength is, right? So if I say I will myself to build an organization, right, which is what I've been doing, and behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, building several organizations, right? We got, I'm saying, Base 5 is where I'm living as, plugged in with the greater mastermind situation, which is IMT Nation. You understand me? Aside from that, I'm saying, I'm also building the Master's Table, which is, what we're here doing on the show. And aside from that, we also had the IMC Black Panthers, which is growing in numbers, activity, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that are being built behind the scenes that, I continuously utilize this willpower, right? Like my willpower as a man is one of the strongest things I can do. If I have the will to get up and do something that I don't want to do, I'm gonna do that shit. If I have the will to wake up at a certain time every single day, I'm gonna do that shit. If I have the will, right, to overcome any kind of situation, circumstance that faces me every single time, I'm gonna do that shit. I'm going to become that greater version of myself. Gotta go. Good night, man. Keep speaking facts. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. As always. So wrapping up here. We got about 4 minutes here. I just wanted to say, what I'm saying, that it's gonna require you to go into a deeper realm or a deeper understanding, once again, like we were saying before, of yourself, right? To know what is that really drives you, right? Because automatically that will to win, that the will for you to become exactly who you want to become in this life is automatically within you. Nobody else has it within them, right? You are the one that has to walk those steps. You have to take those steps and begin to walk that out and live from that experience, right? Of being somebody that's willing to win. But it's that willpower, once again, that separates you from every other species on this planet. That's the reason why we are able to do and be, right, the the head of the food chain, right, the top of the food chain, right? Why do we thrive, right, as the head of the food chain? Because our ancestors, if you will, once again, this is just a story that they tell us, you know what I'm saying? But if we look at life from that perspective and you say that that's true, okay, cool. If our ancestors grew up having to go out and hunt for their food and so on and so forth, but that same level of intelligence is within us. It's actually encoded very, very deep within our own DNA structures, because that's the foundation of where we came from. At least that's what we've been told, right? So we want to operate from that, perspective, and we can know and understand that the will to not only go and get what it is that we want, but to be successful at that is encoded in our DNA, because otherwise we would not be surviving, not only surviving, but thriving as a species on this planet. Once again, it's all within your perception. A lot of people don't see that we're thriving or evolving, growing, and so on and so forth. But that's what I choose to focus on. That's what I choose to look at. Because when I look at a man, I don't want to see how that man is defeated. I want to see the beauty in that man. I want to see the struggle that man has to go through in order to become a greater version of himself. You understand me? Like I want to be able to see that. I want to be able to know and understand that, when I do what it is that I do, I'm being an inspiration to somebody else that also wants to grow, that also wants to evolve and become that greater version of themselves. That's my intention. You understand me? And so, what I'm saying, as I move with that intention, I'm gonna go ahead and go live here on Hilly as well. You know what I'm saying? Keep the ball rolling. As I move with that intention, my objective is to connect the dots with somebody else, right? To make somebody else greater through my own example, right? So I'm achieving, these goals of mine. Like I had a goal of, acquiring a base, right? And not only acquiring a base, leading a base and moving the way that I'm moving right now. You understand me? That was one of my major goals in life. You know what I'm saying? That I set about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, actually. You know what I'm saying? So as I move forward now, well, I want to be a business generating base, you know what I'm saying? But also, be providing, value for people that's all across the world, right? When I talk about all across the world, I literally know people that's from across the world that plug into IMC Nation. I would like them to be a part of what it is that we got going on in Base 5, right? Creating content, you know what I'm saying? Diving deep into, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual work, you know what I'm saying? Transformational work. Like, you're going to come to Base 5 and be completely changed and evolve from the character that you were, because we have the foundation of the process and we are applying it as close as possible, you know what I'm saying, to what it is that AZD's got, going on at Base 1, which is the foundation of all of IMC Nation. You understand me? And so as we're on this process, we're figuring it out. I don't have all the answers, but I'm figuring it out. I'm taking it step by step, moment by moment. My objective is to get as close as I can to AZD and what, Base 1 is doing. So that's my role, my objective as IMC Base 5 leader. And that's what I've been working on, you know what I'm saying, for the last year. You know what I'm saying, how I've gotten to the point that I've been, doing has literally been just, strategizing, masterminding with my brothers and so on and so forth, and finding different ways that we can execute as a collective, regardless of whatever situations. And there's so many, it's not even worth mentioning. You know what I'm saying? How many different circumstances, situations I find myself in where I'm just like, damn, I don't know how this is gonna work out. I don't know how this is gonna work, and so on and so forth. I could tell y'all, I could sit here and tell y'all for hours, like, man, this happened, this happened, this happened. But regardless of what stands true through all of that is my ability, my willpower to overcome any kind of situation, circumstance that has come my way. That's my objective, to continue to inspire, those who are tapping in here at the master's table. All right. So that's the message for today. Hopefully it was valuable for, saying, anybody that tapped in once again tonight. And I'm saying, regardless of, where you're at in life, I would, I speak to inspire you, excuse me, to make change in your own internal world, right? Because from within is where everything creates, right? As within, so without. All right. So we're gonna spend the next 4 minutes or so tapping into the world within. So, wherever it is you are, is what we call the meditative moment. All right. So just take a moment in time. It's very unique to the master's table. But let's just take a moment in time to go and tap into the world within. So you got to close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, fill in the lungs, and letting it all. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Getting familiar with the inner space, letting it out. Breathe in through the nose. And let it out. This time, breathe in through the nose and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it. As you're in your inner space, just take the time to locate yourself from within. Whatever you look like on the inside, just focus on that. Enjoy it. As I always say, your inner space is your sacred place. It's a space that you can create from and everything generates from. But there'll be no limits to what you tap into when you're in the world within. For the next 2 minutes, let's enjoy this peace and tap in. As we come to the final 30 seconds of this practice, just take the time to appreciate yourself from within. Know that nobody can do you better than you. Just appreciate that you took the moment and time to tap into this inner space, your inner place of creation. The true foundation of everything that you experience is happening from within, right? Slowly begins to open your eyes to the external world, maybe move your fingers around and your legs, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, just wake yourself back up to the external space that you find yourself in. As always, man, it's a pleasure and honor to tap in. This is the one and only Master myself, and this is what I call the Master's Table, right? This is a creation that happens every single Monday. You know, today is Christmas Day, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop our creation. It doesn't stop our evolution. It doesn't stop anything, right? It just is a part of the normal, sequence and so on and so forth. And essentially, what is normal to us is extraordinary for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the standards in which we live in. You know, if anybody wants to tap in, I encourage y'all to tap in on the Master's Inner Circle, right, which is my Inner Circle Telegram group, Inner Mastermind. If y'all want to plug in there, there's a bundle of recordings, you know what I'm saying? You can check in on a daily basis. You can check in whenever it is that you want, release videos and whatnot. You can connect with the other brothers that are in the group, you know what I'm saying? So I encourage that for everybody. I share a lot of exclusive content there as well, right? So salute to everybody, man. Once again, it's the one and only Master myself. It's always a pleasure to come here, tap in, share some insights from my world, my understanding, and understanding, if you will. And, you know what I'm saying? If you ever have any questions or comments or you just want to talk shit, feel free, man, do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to be, act as if, I know everything at all. I'm figuring it out as I go, you know what I'm saying? And, but I come to you from the lineage of AZD, was a mastermind philosopher, you know what I'm saying? Extremely dedicated and focused on his path and his process, you know what I'm saying, for 30 plus years. And, I come to you from that lineage, right? Knowing and understanding that's what it's going to take. I'm about 3 years into my process, you know what I'm saying? So, fast forward 27 years from now, imagine what's possible, you know what I'm saying, when you stay dedicated and committed and consistent, right, with your creations, all right? Salute to everybody once again. It's one and only Master myself, tapping out from Einstein.